Zoonomaly is one of the most haunting games to have come out this year, so I decided to take on the ultimate challenge and added it into Minecraft. For the next 100 days, I'll survive against the terrifying monsters of Bloomorda, while using my incredible Zookeeper powers to overcome each obstacle that stands in my way. My dark abilities will grow, changing me into bigger and stronger forms. Will I be able to shut down the portal, or will the monster smiling cat find me first? You'll have to watch until the end to find out. On day 1, I spawned as a zookeeper inside of Elberlo Zoo. All around me were pens full of different animals, and my cat Clip at my side. Looks like it's gonna be another great day. Suddenly, the lights began to flicker around me as day turned to night. I watched in horror as a wave of dark energy shot throughout the zoo, transforming my peaceful animals into terrifying creatures. The otherworldly power pierced into me next, elongating my limbs and turning me into a horrifying zookeeper. Clip, are you okay? I looked in horror as my once tiny cat friend was now towering over me. Clip lifted his massive paw and slashed at me with tremendous force. I had no choice but to run for my life. On day 2, I was being chased by the monstrous mutation of my friend. Clip, please stop this! It's me, Max!
Must destroy everything!
Clip attacked me once again, and I realized there was no more reasoning with him. He had completely lost his mind. Desperate to escape, I lured the massive cat into an enclosure and went past the safe zone that they couldn't go past.
That won't stop me!
Clip used his powers to call down more monsters to attack me on my side of the safe zone. Now, I was not only being chased by Clip, but his smiling cat minions. I spotted a shed and ran inside to take cover. The cat minions clawed at the door, desperately trying to get to me. Oh no! This isn't gonna hold for long! On day 3, I frantically searched the shed for something to help me and spotted a strange weapon on the ground. I picked it up and its power fused with my body, causing me to transform. I gained 5 more hearts and new powers. Bloomobang? What is this thing? Without warning, the smiling cat minions burst into the room. I turned and fired my new weapon at them, causing them to get blasted with a beam of light. The creatures fled in fear, allowing me to live another day. I can defend myself with this. Now I need to find the source of the dark energy that transformed us all and save my animal friends.
I know you're in there!
Clip was approaching the shed, forcing me to search for another way out. I scoured the place, but I couldn't find another passage. Just as I thought hope was lost, my new device lit up in my hands and revealed a secret exit. This is it! I took my chance to run through and emerge inside one of the zoo's enclosures. I had managed to escape Clip for now.
Run all you want. The monsters of Bloomorda will hunt you down.
Who said that? I didn't have time to search for the voice as I accidentally alerted an animal in the zoo. A monstrous bunny jumped at me with intense force. On days 4 through 7, I was being attacked in the zoo by the monster bunny. She was fast on her feet, making her almost impossible to outrun. I was forced to use my Bloomobang on her, stopping her in her tracks briefly. I took my chance to book it towards another safe zone, but she snapped out of her daze and cornered me. Is this the end? Just as I thought I was gonna be killed, a monster cow charged in and knocked the bunny away from me.
We have to get out of here! Hurry!
Together, the cow and I escaped the enclosure, narrowly avoiding the reach of my bunny pursuer.
Thank goodness I found you! You're the only one who can shut down the portal to Bloomorda and stop the cause of this!
I'll do anything to save my friends. Let's go! I followed my new cow ally to a massive doorway that was sealed shut with a lock. How are we supposed to get through this?
With this!
The cow took out a magnificent key, but before they could use it, Clip dropped down and killed them in a single blow.
You will never get to the portal!
I rushed for the key, but before I could reach it, Clip smashed it to pieces. Shards flew through the sky, scattered all over the zoo. Power raged through my friend as the darkness took him even deeper into madness. His body contorted into an even more terrifying form.
You're no match for me!
He used his new fang attack on me, and it was clear I was no match for him. I ran throughout the zoo, desperately seeking cover, but the smiling cat was waiting for me around every corner. Soon, I spotted a doorway and rushed inside of the building before it was too late. I looked around and realized I was now inside of an aquarium full of towering walls of glass and water. There has to be a place here to hide. I walked deeper into the eerie room. But as I continued, I ran into something squishy. I looked down and realized the room was filled with Bloomorda slimes.
Fresh meat.
Ah! Get away from me! On days 11 through 14, I used my Bloomobang to keep the incoming slimes at bay. However, no matter how many times I blasted them, they continued to inch towards me slowly. I need to get to higher ground. I spotted a staircase and ran up it towards the top of a large fish tank. There, I found platforms suspended above the surface as well as the first shard from the shattered key. One of them landed inside of here. I need to grab it. I began jumping from platform to platform, only for a massive fish monster to jump out towards me. I stepped back, evading it as it plunged back into the water below. I don't want to fall in there. I better watch my step. I continued my trek towards the shard, being careful to not slip into the monster-infested waters. I was about to reach the key, but as I made my final jump, the fish came out and attacked once again. I was unable to evade him and was knocked down into the fish tank with tons of force.
You're in my domain now. Die.
On days 15 through 17, the monster fish swam at me with lightning speed. Before he could kill me with his razor-sharp teeth, I took out my Bloomobang and blasted the weapon into his eyes.
It burns.
While he was stunned by the light, I climbed back to the surface and grabbed a hold of the key shard. More power surged through my body as I once again grew in size. My hand fused with my Bloomobang and transformed into a powerful hand cannon. I now had 5 more hearts and even more abilities. The monster fish came after me, but armed with my new abilities, I was finally able to fight. I used my new powers to blast down the fish until he was done for. Whoa, the key shards not only bring me closer to opening the door, but also makes me even stronger.
You're sadly mistaken if you think that power is yours. Give me your body.
The haunting voice from before rang through my ears as I lost control of my legs. Let me go! I resisted the dark powers within me, but they were too strong. They took control and sent me falling back into the water. On days 18 through 21, I was fighting the entity in my mind, trying to regain control of my body. He forced me deeper under the water until I began to drown.
Give in, or I'll kill you here.
No, I'll never let the likes of you control me! Just then, I spotted a monster lizard scurry up towards the other side of the fish tank.
Hang on, I'm coming to help.
The lizard used an attack to smash a hole in the glass, allowing me to escape from the water with low health.
Are you okay? Take this.
The lizard gave me some food, which I used to heal back the full health. It seemed like I had regained control of my body for now. Thanks for the help, but why did you save me?
Because I need someone strong like you to help my family. They've been taken by the monster stick bug. They're gonna be eaten.
They're gonna get stick bugged? Sounds dangerous, but it's the least I can do for you. On days 22 through 25, I arrived at the reptile house with the friendly lizard.
They're in there, but be careful. The monster stick bug can kill you in a second.
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Ready to face what was to come, I entered the room. When I did, I found that it was eerie and quiet. I looked around and suddenly saw a slender monster walking by. I couldn't risk getting spotted and hurried into some nearby cover. I stayed as quiet as possible as the monster looked around, surveying the room. To my relief, it eventually moved on. That must be the monster stick bug. I better be careful. Standing out of sight, I stealthily moved from cover point to cover point, doing so as quietly as possible so that I couldn't alert the stick bug. Eventually, I silently made my way out of the room. I entered another room and found the friendly lizard's family trapped in a cage.
Finally, help has arrived!
Shh! Unfortunately, it was too late. The lizard's excited shouting had drawn the attention of the stick bug and it stormed into the room at high speed. It came straight for me. This is gonna hurt. On days 26 through 28, the monster stick bug was bolting around the room at high speed trying to kill me. I shot at him with my hand cannon, but none of my shots landed. He was too fast. He quickly closed in and struck me with a big attack. This attack cut deep, and it seemed as though there was no way I could survive this.
Let us out of here! We can help!
I'll take any help I can get right now. I narrowly dodged the stick bug's next attack and ran through the lizard's cage, breaking it apart and freeing them. The family of lizards charged the stick bug, and one of them used their attack to spit out a sticky goo at the stick bug's feet. It attached to the stick bug, trapping him in place.
Now's your chance!
I used my powers to land a devastating Bloomobang attack on the stick stick bug, killing it and saving the lizards. I then hurried and led the lizards outside of the reptile house, reuniting the friendly lizard with his family.
I knew you could do it. Thanks for saving them. I want to show you something. It's the least I can do.
What is it?
You'll see.
The friendly lizard led me to a massive jungle gym in the zoo. At the very top of it was the next shard. Now that's a real help. That shard is as good as mine. On days 29 through 32, I began my climb towards the peak of the massive tower. My mind focused on the shard at the top. Steadily, I climbed higher and higher, making sure I got a good grip and being careful about where I place my feet. If I made one wrong move at this height, I would fall to my death. Suddenly, I heard horrific, haunting shrieking sounds and looked over my shoulder. There was a pack of monster monkeys seeking me out. Uh-oh! Looks like I've got company. I tried to climb faster in order to outrun the monkeys, but they were naturally better climbers than me and were gaining on me quickly.
She belongs to us. Die, Zookeeper.
They caught up to me and tried to use their attacks to knock me off the tower. I can't fall! I need that shard to win this! I used the Bloomorda to launch the monkeys away from me, buying me some time. I then ran and jumped to the platform with the shard. Here goes nothing! On days 33 to 35, I reached the top and grabbed the shard, causing it to gain 5 more hearts and new powers. Just then, the monkeys arrived at the top of the tower. They were furious and lunged at me with blind rage.
Hand over, Shiny.
Alright, Banana Brains, bring it on! The monkeys outnumbered me, but I was much stronger than any of them. I used my new Bloomorda blast to knock them off the tower one after the other until only one remained. With another blast, I launched the last one off. I was victorious! That's what you get for messing with the Zookeeper. I suddenly felt the ground tremble. I looked down from my vantage point on top of the tower and realized that a monster elephant was stampeding straight towards it. The massive beast rammed straight into the tower, causing it to start collapsing with me on it. On days 36 to 39, I fell towards the ground from a great height. Luckily, I landed in water, breaking my fall. As I came up for air, I saw the monster elephant charging towards me again. Back off! I used my cannon to try and scare the monster away, but my attacks weren't strong enough to deter the elephant at all. I jumped out of the water and ran for it, the monster elephant pursuing me. I need more power! As I ran from the monster, I spotted a circuit box that gave me an idea. I ran up to it and used it to power up my arm cannon. With any luck, this would make my attack strong enough. Take this! I blasted the elephant with an empowered attack, causing it to get stunned and come to a halt. Before I could take advantage of this, the lights on my arm began to freak out and turn red instead of green. I think I fried the circuits with that last attack. I have to find a way to fix this.
Now's our chance to take him while he's weak.
I looked and saw Clip's cat minions coming towards me. On days 40 through 43, I was facing off with the Smile Cat minions. Normally, they would be significantly weaker than me, but with my weapon malfunctioning, I was defenseless. I had to rely on my fists, and I threw out punch after punch to keep them from overwhelming me. But no matter how many I knocked down, more kept coming.
That's it. We've almost got him.
Oh no, you don't! I landed a heavy punch that knocked the cat back into a light post, electrocuting him and sending out electricity which shocked the others. This gave me a chance to run. I took cover and watched as the remaining minions scoured the area in search of me. This is crazy! I had to restore power to my cannon if I want that to last much longer. Just then, I spotted a power cord leading into the forest. Those cords must lead to a power source. All I have to do is go through the dark, spooky woods. No problem. I followed the cables into the Door Woods, unsure of what horrors awaited me. On days 44 through 46, I followed the cables through the forest. They seemed to be twisting and turning over each other constantly, and it was hard to follow which way they were going. I continued following them until I came to a terrible realization. I think I'm lost. Suddenly, I heard the bushes shaking nearby. Who goes there?
Get out of my forest.
Without warning, a monster bear jumped out from hiding and attacked me. It took a bite out of me, doing significant damage. I could tell that it was very angry at me.
Get out of my forest.
Without my cannon, I had to rely on my fists to protect me. Luckily, I was able to land a hard punch and knock it into a tree. I knew I could not afford to keep fighting it, so I ran blindly into the woods, no longer following the path of the cables. As I ran, I spotted a beam of light bursting through the skyline. Where there's light, there's power! I ran towards it, knowing that the monster bear would soon continue his pursuit of me. On days 47 through 50, I arrived at the source of the light and realized it was emitting from nearby the third key shard. The key was on the roof of a power plant. If I can get that shard, I'll be able to fix my arm cannon too. I began scaling the factory. Without any monster monkeys to disrupt my climbing, I was able to reach the roof with ease. I approached the shard, when to my shock, the monster bear landed on the roof before me. He can climb too? We broke into a scuffle, and with a heavy blow, he knocked me down through the roof of the power plant. I landed with a thud on a conveyor belt below. The conveyor belt was headed towards a pit of lava. The bear dropped down through the hole in pursuit of me, landing on the conveyor belt and continuing to fight. Without my power, I could only hope to stay alive by dodging as many of his attacks as I could.
A weakling like you cannot defeat me.
I don't have to. The lava will do it for me. I put everything I had into a punch and managed to hit the bear hard enough to knock it back. I jumped off the conveyor belt just before it could pull me into the lava, but he fell into it. With the monster bear finally defeated, I climbed back up to the roof to claim the shard. When I touched it, I upgraded. My new upgrade caused me to gain 5 hearts and new powers. I'm halfway towards completing the key. Suddenly, a swarm of large cat minions arrived to apprehend me. I called upon my new powers and stunned them, allowing me to make a run for it.
Everyone, get that Zookeeper!
On days 51 through 54, I managed to escape the cat minions thanks to my new powers, but I knew that they wouldn't stop hunting me. I'm gonna have to find a way to lose them. I scoured the area and eventually came upon a lava pit. If I fell, I was a goner, but getting to the other side was my best bet for losing those felines. I began platforming over the treacherous pit when the voice in my head suddenly chimed in again.
You really think you can escape your fate? I grow stronger each day.
You again? I don't have time for this. I have more important things to do than argue with you.
You don't fear me. That will be your greatest mistake.
Suddenly, I felt as though I was losing control of myself. The entity was trying to take over my body and lead me into the lava pit. I fought back against him, but ended up stumbling off the platform in the struggle. Against all odds, I managed to land on some stray rubble that was floating in the lava and avoid falling into it. From there, I was able to escape the lava pit in one piece.
I'm not through with you yet. You better watch your back.
Stop by whenever you like. I'm ready for you. It was then that I heard the smiling cats approaching and kept moving, knowing I needed to stay ahead of them. On days 55 through 57, I returned to the zoo and saw that another enclosure now had a beam of light shooting up from it. Another light beam? That could be the 4th key shard. I entered the enclosure and felt the humidity in the air immediately. The enclosure was a swampy one made for frogs. I spotted a monster bunny nearby. It was staring right at me, but it was snoring and standing completely still. I realized that it was sleeping. It sleeps with its eyes open? Creepy. I better not wake it up. I quietly snuck around the snoozing bunny, treading carefully to avoid making any unnecessary noise. As I made my way past the sleeping monster, I spotted the shard in the distance. However, it was on the other side of a pond. The sound of falling in the water could wake up the bunny. I have to do this in one go. I began jumping towards the other side of the pond by platforming over lily pads, being careful not to fall into the water. It was precarious, but I eventually reached the other side, landing before the shard. But before I could grab it, it was suddenly stolen by a little red monster frog. Hey, that's mine! On days 58 through 61, I was chasing after the runaway frog. I couldn't let it escape with the shard. Get back here, thief! Anytime I got close to the frog, I tried grabbing him, but he was able to slip past me and evade with swift jumps. You're a fast one, but you're not getting away! I tried to use my Bloomorda to stop him, but he jumped around, evading all of my attacks. He sent a projectile back at me and managed to land it, causing me to slow down as he ran off. Do you think that'll stop me? I'm getting that shard! Suddenly, the frog made a break for a log and ran into inside of it. Nice try, frog. You can't hide from me. Using all of my strength, I smashed the log to pieces in hopes to destroy the thief. Once the dust settled, I noticed there was nothing left behind. What the? Where'd he go? I quickly looked around and spotted the frog leaving the area. Fueled with rage, I continued my pursuit to get my shard back. I eventually followed him around a corner and equipped my Bloomorda ready and began to open fire in hope to blast him to bits. Unfortunately, my shots didn't hit the frog and instead hit a monster giraffe. Oops. My mistake had enraged the beast and it came charging at me. On days 62 to 64, I was clashing with the enraged monster giraffe. It was determined to make me pay for shooting it and used its devastating headbutt attacks on me. I fought back, managing to nail it repeatedly with my Bloomorda attacks. But the beast was ginormous and its massive body was able to take the blows. It was refusing to back down. It's no use. I can't break through his hide without the fourth shard. The monster giraffe threw another headbutt attack at me, but I dodged and ran off, escaping through the jungle enclosure in search of the frog. I landed on a treetop and looked around to see if I could spot the frog from higher up. I caught sight of him in the distance. Found ya! I began jumping from tree to tree, heading in the frog's direction. I was closing in on his location when suddenly the monster giraffe's head peeked out from between the treetops ahead of me. You again? Get out of here! I unleashed flash attacks in his direction to scare it off, clearing my path and allowing me to continue jumping through the trees after the frog. Soon, I had managed to reach the frog's location and jump down onto it from above. With a powerful stomp, I knocked the frog out and caused it to drop the shard. I claimed it, gaining 5 hearts and new powers. Just then, the giraffe appeared again, stampeding after me. This time, however, I was prepared to fight. Take this! With my new powers, I was able to strike down the giraffe. I was now safe, or so I thought. When I least expected it, Clip dropped down behind me.
At last I found you! You will not collect all of the key shards, and I will make sure of it!
On days 65 through 67, I was being confronted by Clip. Clip, please, I don't want to fight you.
You don't have a choice! I'm finally the one with more power now! I won't stand by and be your sidekick anymore!
But you weren't my sidekick, you were my equal. We were a team.
I don't believe you! The power of Bloomorda has opened my eyes and shown me the truth!
All the power of Bloomorda has only driven you mad, and I'm gonna save you! I readied my Bloomorda, ready to stop him before he did something rash. But before I could attack, he began manipulating the world around us and tore open a portal at my feet. I sunk into the portal and was spat out the other end inside of another enclosure in the zoo. How the? He can create portals now? Guess I'm not the only one getting stronger. This is bad. I looked around and realized the enclosure I'd been sent to was a massive maze. I thought it couldn't get any worse, but the ground began to tremble out of nowhere and I came to a grim realization. There's something else in here with me. On days 68 through 72, I was running through the enclosure, looking to get away from whatever it was that was inside here with me. I began navigating the maze, knowing that the mysterious monster was more than likely hunting for me. I approached a split in my path and was unsure which direction to go, but I felt the vibrations of heavy footsteps coming from one of the paths and knew to go in the opposite direction. I don't know what that thing is, but I don't want to find out. I felt another tremor and turned around a corner to get away from it. However, this led me to a dead end. Oh no, I'm cornered! I tried to blast my way through the wall, but nothing I had was able to make a dent in it. Brute force wasn't gonna cut it. If I don't find a way through soon, the monster's gonna get me. Out of the corner of my eye, I suddenly noticed a hidden switch with an unclear purpose. With no better options at my disposal, I flipped it. I heard the sounds of the walls of the maze shifting, and the wall before me slid aside. A new path was open to me. Looks like this maze has more paths than I originally thought. I made my way down the new passageway. I soon arrived on the other side and came across an exit. There it is! I'm free! the ground started to violently tremble. The mysterious monster was heading straight for me. On days 73 through 75, I escaped the maze into the center of the zoo. Just then, the monster that had been chasing me plowed through the wall, revealing itself as the same monster elephant from earlier in my journey. You again? Why can't you just leave me alone? I ran through the zoo as the mutant elephant stampeded behind me. If I wasn't careful, I'd be crushed. I managed to create some distance between us, so I turned around to face my pursuer. Alright, buddy, your terror ends here. Armed with my powers, I used everything I had to defend myself against the horrifying animal. I had gotten much stronger since the last time we fought, but the mutant elephant was still a tough foe. Just go down already! The elephant started to use stomp attacks, which hit hard and almost got the better of me. If he's not going down, then I need to contain him. I turned and quickly used my powers and strength to create a huge hole in the ground. Over here, Dumbo! The angered elephant charged at me, but I moved away at the last second and he fell into the hole, trapping him. Yes! Hopefully that'll get him off my back for a bit. Suddenly, the friendly lizard from before showed up and approached me.
Max, thank goodness I found you. I have a new lead on another key shard, but you have to hurry.
Really? Lead the way! On days 76 through 79, I followed the friendly lizard into a large glass dome, where I saw the 5th shard waiting inside. Unfortunately, roaming the area around the shard was a monster koala.
It's just through here, but that koala tears anyone who dares to enter to shreds.
I've come too far to chicken out now. You stay here. I'm going in. I entered the dome, keeping my head low so I wouldn't be seen by the terrifying creature. As I began to make my way up the wooden structure towards the shard, the koala turned and spotted me.
Leave my sight now.
He used his razor-sharp claws to slash through the air at me, but I was able to narrowly dodge his attack and continue my mission towards the shard. I leapt forward and grabbed the hold of my prize, granting me 5 more hearts and new abilities. Alright, buddy, bring it on! Armed with my new stomp powers, I engaged in battle with the monster koala once again. The two of us clashed back and forth, using everything we could to try and take out the other. Unfortunately for the koala, I now had my new abilities to one-up him. With one final stomp, the koala was defeated for good. Yes! Now I'm only 1 shard away from restoring the zoo.
I'm afraid I can't let that happen.
Suddenly, the monster bunny appeared behind me and landed a heavy blow, causing me to black out. On day 80, I woke up back at the zoo. Everything was back to normal, and the sun was shining again. Out of nowhere, a scared cat came running up to me. What the? Then I saw what they were running from. It was a hungry wolf. Uh-oh! I pulled out a bone and gave it to the wolf, distracting them from the scared cat. They then walked away happily. The cat looked happy that I saved him. They were so cute, and I knew I wanted them to be my friend. You want to stay with me, little kitty? I'll take that as a yes. I'm gonna call you Clip. I was so excited to have a new friend. All felt right in the world. Suddenly, the sky went dark again. The world was going back to its infected form. Wait, no! Clip then mutated into a monster, a giant smiling cat. No! Clip! What's happening?
What's happening? Your demise!
On days 81 through 83, I woke up inside of a cage where the monster bunny was now guarding me. I was suspended over the ground high up in the air.
Clip will be pleased I finally managed to capture you.
I'll never give in to the likes of you.
Oh yeah? What makes you think you have a choice?
Without warning, the ground opened under the cage, revealing a deadly pit of boiling hot lava.
I'm going to kill you right here, right now.
Just as I was about to be dropped to my doom, I heard the cry of another monster creature in the distance.
Was that the elephant? He sounds like he's in trouble.
That's right. I captured him.
I'll be back to deal with you.
The monster bunny left the area to save her ally. I knew now it was my chance to escape. I powered up my new abilities and blasted them into the cage, but the bars were too strong to break through. I was trapped! Am I really gonna die here? Suddenly, a voice spoke up inside of my head.
You don't have to. Let me take over your mind, and I'll give you the strength to leave this prison.
But I can't trust you!
Then be my guest and burn to death.
The entity's words sent a chill up my spine as I came to the realization I didn't have any other choice. If I wanted to live, I would have to accept his offer. Fine. You have yourself a deal.
Excellent.
Pain surged through my body as the entity took control of me, but the pain soon turned into sheer power. I smashed through the confines of the cage and escaped back into the overworld. However, the entity now had complete control of my mind. Destroy! On days 84 through 86, I rampaged through the zoo, having lost complete control of my body. Using my new immeasurable power, I smashed through the exhibits, leveling everything around me to dust.
At last, your body belongs to me.
My destruction continued as I smashed into a light post that caused flames to set the exhibits on fire. Must smash! I bursted into the next exhibit, but to my surprise, I was confronted by my friend the friendly lizard and his family.
Max, what's gotten into you?
Blinded by my fury, I approached the lizards, preparing to kill them the same way I had with so many other monsters before.
Please, don't hurt us.
Just before I was about to close in, I gained enough control to stop in my tracks. I remembered all of the times my friends had helped me throughout my journey, and what my true mission was all along. I snapped out of my trance and regained control of my body. Oh my gosh, are you okay? I'm so sorry.
It's okay, but it looks like the darkness of Bloomorda is getting to you. You need to shut down the portal.
You're right. It's time that I look for the final key shard. I began to travel through the woods in search of the shard. During my search, a normal-looking snub-nosed monkey stopped at my toes asking for help.
Please, my banana got stuck in a tree.
And why would I help you? You look like a normal monkey in a zoo full of freaks. If I didn't know better, I'd say you're trying to fool me.
Wait. I'll explain everything. My name is Peanut. I wasn't in the zoo when the monsters took over because I was on vacation, and I could climb the tree, but my arm has been pretty tired. Besides, you look tall enough to reach it for me.
Can't you just get one of the giraffes to get it for you? I'm busy looking for a key shard.
Well, I asked them to, and they said no, so now I'm asking you.
Listen, Peanut, if you don't get out of my way, I'm gonna squish you.
But I thought you were friendly.
All right, I'll help you get your banana. After you.
Yay!
I followed Peanut and arrived at a spot where I saw Peanut's banana stuck in a tree.
There it is. See?
Okay, I'll get it down for you. I walked over and knocked the banana out of the tree with ease.
Oh, thank you so much.
Who said I was gonna give it to you? I'm hungry. I quickly ate the banana in front of Peanut. Finders keepers.
I'm telling Clip about this.
I knew you were up to no good. Peanut ran off and I continued my search for the key shard. On days 87 to 89, I scouted out the zoo for the final key shard. It's gotta be around here somewhere. As I was looking, I found an enclosure with a nest inside of it, where I saw something glimmering in the center. Could that be the shard? I climbed into the nest and looked, but only found eggs inside. What the? That's not the shard? Suddenly, I heard a voice shriek behind me.
The Zookeeper is after my babies!
I quickly turned and saw a monster ostrich running straight towards me. She attacked me, trying to keep me away from her nest. Whoa, stop! This is a misunderstanding! I don't want your eggs! I managed to weaken her enough to stop attacking me.
Oh, just kill me already.
What? Kill you? No! I was just looking for the final lost key shard.
Oh my, I'm so sorry about that. Luckily for you, I have a clue that can help you. Come with me.
Without another moment, I followed the ostrich. On days 90 through 92, the friendly ostrich led me to a massive door that was sealed tightly shut.
I suspect the key shard you're looking for is on the other side of this door, but I haven't been able to open it.
Let me give it a shot. I used my powers on the door, but no matter what I did, it wouldn't budge. Looks like I'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. Detective Max is on the case. I started to search the area for clues on how to open the door. Out of nowhere, my Bloomobang lit up on my head. What the? It started to beep in Morse code. Luckily, I was able to understand the secret message because of my days in the Boy Scouts. If you wish to pass, you must present a Bloomordian artifact.
A Bloomordian artifact? Maybe that means anything from Bloomordia.
The friendly ostrich then laid a weird-looking egg.
Here, take this.
Thanks? Should I use it for a cake, or?
No, I'm a Bloomordian creature now, which means it might do the trick.
Oh! I placed the egg in a slot on the door. Lo and behold, the door creaked open. It worked! Thanks, friendly ostrich. I'll take it from here.
No problem. Be careful out there.
I left through the door and continued my search for the shards. On days 93 through 95, I made it through the other side of the door and discovered the final shard waiting across a chasm. If I wanted to reach the other side, I was gonna have to use my surroundings. I've made it this far. No turning back now. I began to jump from platform to platform, making my way closer towards the shard. Nothing was gonna stop me from reaching my final goal. Suddenly, I heard the sounds of rocks collapsing and turned around to see the platforms behind me were beginning to crumble. I was running out of time. I picked up the pace and jumped faster, but just as I reached the final gap, it looked like it would be too wide to make it. I'm gonna have to take the risk. I got a running start and leapt over the chasm. Thankfully, I made just enough air to barely make it across. I did it! That shard is as good as mine. Just as I was about to grab my prize, I felt a searing pain shoot through my head.
I can't let you complete this key. You belong to me.
You again? Stop hiding in my head! Face me, you coward!
You dare challenge me? I'll make you pay.
My vision blurred, and everything went dark as I passed out. On days 96 through 98, I woke up confused and found myself in a dreamlike realm. Huh? Where am I?
We are inside your mindscape, fool.
Then, out of nowhere, a monster appeared in front of me, and suddenly, I had a terrible feeling in my stomach until I quickly realized who the monster was. You've been the voice in my head that's been talking to me since I got corrupted. What are you?
I am the embodiment of Bloomorda's darkness. I exist to consume my host until they are nothing but another tool for Bloomorda to possess.
The entity then sent down a wave of powerful energy onto me in an attempt to subdue me even further. His attacks were strong, but my mind was stronger as I endured his powerful attacks. You can try all you want, but you're never gonna possess me.
That's rage coming from a pathetic human. Did you even realize that all of your powers are a product of Bloomordian magic? Face it, none of this belongs to you.
No, you're wrong. It was my determination and strength that got me to this point. And I'm not gonna let something like you stop me from completing my mission. I tried to rush in and attack the entity, but he vanished before I could get to him. Where'd you go? Face me! Suddenly, he reappeared behind me and sent down another wave of powerful energy onto me.
You're a fiery one, I will say. You've been the most interesting host thus far, but sadly, this is where our little journey ends.
We'll see about that. Come and get me! We both charged towards each other, ready to battle. On day 99, I was fighting with the entity that had terrorized me throughout the course of my journey. He was terrifyingly powerful, using his energy attacks and manipulating the power of Bloomorda for himself.
You can't defeat me. I'm the source of your power.
No, my power is mine and mine alone. I'll show you. I used my Bloomobang Spark attack to fight back against the entity. Even though this was a battle within my mind, every attack that I took felt completely real. Determined to win, I charged towards him relentlessly to get a hit, but he teleported around to evade me, disappearing at every swipe I made. This might be a losing battle, but I'll fight to the very end.
You fool! I own this realm. You can't catch me here.
The entity hit me with his cheeky attacks, and things were beginning to look grim. After coming this far, though, I was determined to take him down. This can't be your realm. This is my head, and I can kick you out if I want to. Thinking quickly, I used my mental fortitude to power up, and I ran in for round 2.
What the? How are you doing this?
Thanks to my boost in mental strength, I was able to overpower the entity and managed to land several hits onto his beastly bodies.
No, this is impossible. How is your mind this strong?
My mind is stronger than you think, bub. With one final blow, I defeated the entity. Just then, I snapped back to reality where the final shard was still waiting for me. My body and power are my own, and now this shard belongs to me too. As I grabbed it, I gained 5 more hearts and new powers. Suddenly, the shards all joined into one, completing the key I needed. Watch out, Bloomorda! Max is coming for you! Day 100. I returned to the door from the beginning of my journey. But now, I had the reconstructed key in my inventory. It's time to stop the source of this madness. I used the key to open the lock, and the door opened. I walked inside, unsure of what would be waiting for me. Inside was a portal to Bloomorda, the corrupting dimension that was leaking out and destroying the zoo. But just as I was about to begin closing it, Clip emerged to stop me.
Oh, no, you don't. You're not returning this world to how it was. With the power of darkness, I'm much stronger than I was before.
This isn't you, Clip. This isn't me. We were happy before this dimension corrupted and changed us. I'll show you. Now step aside.
I won't let you take this from me.
Clip charged at me full speed with everything he had. His Bloomorda powers sent fanged maws rising from the floor. Please, I don't want to hurt you.
Then just go down easy.
I ran for the portal and tried to break it with my powers, but it wouldn't stop. It's too powerful. Clip slashed at me once more, but I dodged, causing him to destroy one of the many switches that dotted the room. The portal sputtered and faltered. It was then that I realized that the key to destroying the portal was in the switches. Come and get me! Clip took the bait and began smashing through each switch until the portal was about to collapse. I went in for the finishing blow, destroying the portal and sending a massive shockwave across the zoo. With the portal sealed, Clip and I transformed back to normal. We did it! The day is saved!